Hi guys, I wanted to film like a Q&A type of thing on my laptop and I'm going to post this on my vlog channel, but I do want to start vlogging more. I continually say this and I never actually start vlogging, but I really do want to start vlogging, so yeah, you won't probably believe me until I actually do, but I just wanted to answer some questions that I've gotten on Tumblr lately. They're a little bit more controversial questions and just more personal, but I wanted to answer them because I've never really been one to worry or care too much about what other people's opinions on my opinions are. So yeah, I just wanted to share some things that you guys asked about. Alright, so the first question is, would you ever consider going vegan? And I've actually been thinking about this a lot since I got asked this question because I talked about it a little bit on my Snapchat. My Snapchat is at Fashion Girl. I will have all that stuff in the down bar. But I just mentioned how I feel like it's too expensive to do vegan, which is totally a misconception. I googled and stuff and I educated myself and now I understand that it's definitely possible to eat vegan and not spend a lot of money. But I also feel like if I were to become vegan, then I would need to ease into it by becoming a vegetarian. And yesterday I decided I wanted to start trying to eat vegetarian, but then I forgot that I was vegetarian and I got chicken bites, so yeah, but I do think in the long run I want to eventually live a vegan lifestyle. I'm not sure if I want to completely be vegan, like as far as like clothing and like products I use, but I definitely want to just live a healthy vegan diet. So yeah, maybe in the future, in this next year, I can become a vegetarian and eventually become a vegan. I'm lactose intolerant, so I really don't need to worry too much about the whole dairy aspect of it, even though I still eat ice cream because I love ice cream. But I definitely want to start eating healthier in general. I eat like shit. I eat horribly. I mean, I'm eating fast food right now. I probably eat fast food like 3 or 2 times a week. And I just always eat candy and ice cream. I don't know, I just don't really have much self-discipline when it comes to what I eat, but I really want to start eating better. The next question is how to get a boyfriend. I actually get so many questions about boys on my Tumblr, and I try to answer as many as I can that are like relevant to my experiences. I've never really had like a boyfriend before, so I can't necessarily really give good advice. And I don't really think people should strive to get a boyfriend. I feel like those are just like the kind of things that happen when they happen, because I'm a strong believer in like things happening because they're supposed to happen and when they're supposed to happen. It's not necessarily connected to religion, it's just kind of one of those things I feel like the universe will handle, and it's not really an excuse to like not put work into something, but things like getting a boyfriend and getting into your top college and stuff that's like really far out of your control, I feel like those things will happen when and how they're supposed to happen. So to answer your question, how to get a boyfriend, maybe just talk to more boys. I don't know, I have never really been like super into talking to boys, if that makes sense. Like I said, I haven't really been in a real relationship. I've been something close to that, but it wasn't really like serious or anything. But what I can tell you is boys at this age suck, and they're extremely immature. They're not sure what they want. That doesn't really mean girls know what they want, but I feel like more girls have an idea of what they want than boys do. The maturity levels I feel are just super different, and they're not level at all, and that's not really something you can fix. So yeah, I just don't really mess with boys at this age really, because they're not good news, and I feel like it's totally doable to not have a boyfriend, and don't worry about if you haven't had a boyfriend or if you hadn't had your first kiss. Like, it will happen when and with who it's supposed to happen, like, I promise you. Like, the less you look for it, and the moment that you stop worrying and looking for it, then it will happen. That's what happened to me, but yeah, so don't worry about it. Those things are so insignificant, and you don't need a boyfriend to be successful. So yeah. The next question is, are you religious? And I actually questioned what I actually get asked this a lot, and I never really answer it because I'm not really one to like push my religious views onto other people, because I feel like a lot of people are the religion that they are because they were raised to be that religion. So I was raised Catholic, I was baptized Catholic, I used to go to church like every single Sunday with my family. I had to be confirmed sophomore year. I was like forced to be confirmed, and the confirmation was on my birthday, which sucked. It was like 4.5 hours ceremony, and I was not happy about that. But personally, over these past like 2 years, I have been trying to pull myself away from the Catholic faith because I don't necessarily believe in a lot of things that it preaches. I'm not going to go into details because obviously if you're Catholic, and I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong to be Catholic because people have their reasons for what they believe in. I wouldn't say I'm like not religious. I definitely believe in something. I'm not sure what. I believe in God because of things that have happened to me that make me believe in God. Like, there are so many times in my life that I've almost died. I had open heart surgery when I was born because my heart veins were not connected the right way. So I had open heart surgery when I was 2 months old and I almost died. And then I had scoliosis surgery, and I had like a back brace for 4 years. Like, there's just a lot of events in my life that happened that make me just kind of like really grateful for being alive, because I could have died from so many things. Like, there's other things too. And there's just like a lot of coincidences that happen that really make you wonder and like think that there's definitely something out there that's protecting me. And I don't know. I don't want to go into too much detail about that because, like I said, religious is such a personal thing, and I don't think anybody should be criticized for being the religion that they are unless their religion is like hating on other people, which I really don't get some religions that do that, but I'm not going to get into that. But to answer your question, I'm not sure if I'm religious right now. I believe in God, I'm trying to figure it out, but I also don't think religion is like extremely important, at least in my life, because I feel like a lot of people use their religion as an excuse to do certain things, and they use their religion as an excuse for being a good person, which I don't understand at all, because there's plenty of people I know that are extremely good people that aren't religious at all. So I feel like religion has nothing to do with how you are as a person. But yeah, that is my take on that. The next question is, are you ever going to get any piercings or tattoos? I have my doubles pierced and I have my cartilage pierced, but my cartilage piercing was like brushed out when I was getting my hair dyed and I never noticed, so I've just not gotten it re-pierced. But I definitely want to get a couple like tiny tattoos. I'm not really sure what of yet. I was thinking something like related to Gemini because I'm a Gemini and I'm really into astrology and horoscopes and stuff like that. So I would want to maybe get like a little tiny Gemini tattoo, or something related to the number 5 because that's my lucky number and it just kind of like follows me everywhere. But I definitely want to get some like little cute tattoos, and I want to get all of my ears pierced, and I might want to get a nose piercing, but I'm not really sure yet, or a belly button piercing. My mom is extremely against all of those, but I'm not really concerned about what my mom thinks because I'll be 18 soon. But yeah, sorry mom. So I have 2 more questions that I'm going to answer. The first one's quick. It is, what are you going to do for college? I've talked about this, I feel like, a couple times, maybe not a lot, but I applied to FIT in New York City to major in advertising and communications for fashion, and I get the letter if I got in or not at the end of this month. So I really hope I get in, because I'm the type of person who, like, for example, I'm not really sure how to explain this, but for example, I 100% honestly have only pictured myself going to FIT next year and living in New York City, so if I don't get in, then I'm really not sure what I'm gonna think or do, because I've totally, like, decided that that's where I want to go and that's where I'm going to go. But if I don't get in, then maybe it's just not the right timing, but I really hope I do because I really want to live in New York. So the last question is, what are 3 things you learned in high school? So I'm a senior, like I just said, basically. I have learned a lot in high school, like more than I could ever thought I would have learned in high school. Like, I didn't really understand that everything changes and you change as a person until like my sophomore year, when a lot of things started to change, especially last year, like when everything changed. But first thing is, you're gonna lose a lot of friends, but you're also gonna make a lot of friends, and that's okay. Like, you have to understand that when you lose friends, you're also gonna eventually gain friends, and it's okay to be alone for a little bit because that is your self-growth period, and that's very important in itself. So yeah, you're gonna lose friends, but you're also gonna gain them. Second one is, you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna be stupid. You can't expect to go through high school without doing something stupid and screwing up and making a mistake that's like huge and you wish you could take back, because those are like very crucial to growing up, because it's just like it's impossible to not mess up, basically, especially at this age. Like, there are so many things I've done and people that I've hurt that I just wish I could take back, but I can't, because if I really could take them back, then I wouldn't be the person I am today, which I would not want to be anybody than how I am right now. So yeah, you have to understand that mistakes are totally necessary and they're okay. And the third piece of advice, third thing I learned in high school, alright, this is gonna sound a little bit cheesy, but you are enough. That sounds so cheesy, but throughout high school, I've like dealt with a lot of insecurities, and I can honestly say that I love myself, like not in like a conceited way or anything, but I really like who I am as a person, and I'm confident with how I am, and that's super important, especially since throughout high school you're at the age where you go through such a crucial period of self-growth, because you're going through puberty and you're changing and you're meeting boys and you're losing and gaining friends, and it's just kind of like a lot of stuff happening. And the only thing that is always going to be there throughout all of that chaos is yourself. So I feel like working on yourself and being comfortable with who you are as a person, how you look, how you act, the actions you choose to make are things that you're comfortable with and things that you have accepted and loved. Because when you're alone and you go through the periods that everyone goes through of not having friends and being alone for a little bit, then you have to be okay with who you are as a person, or else you're just gonna be a mess and you're gonna be really sad and it's not gonna be good. So definitely learn to love yourself, because oh my god, I almost just died. Oh, definitely learn to love yourself, because that's extremely important. So this video is now 15 minutes long. I definitely need to edit it to make it smaller, which I didn't want to, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a lot of homework to do right now, so I will talk to you guys later.